Hello YouTube, this is part 2 of my rant against Dino players. Here on the screen, what you'll be seeing is me effectively doing a 2v1 against 2 adult stegos when I am not an adult Dino. You'll be wondering, how the fuck do you do this? Well, it's simple. It's because I understand that these stegos want me dead, which means they will actually purposely go into the water deeper than they need to, which gives me opportunities to bite them, not ambush them, bite them. You see here, a stego starts to cross. Why? Because it wants to pin me between both stegos. So I get a few bites in there, which is good to bleed it. If I was a bigger croc, I probably would have had enough speed to actually go for its head and get a decent amount of bites in there. But now it's bleeding. So now these crocs are actually... Crocs? Sorry, not crocs. Stegos are now a bit panicked. See how these stegos just swing into the water? It's because they are used to players. The average player, which could be you, by the way. So I apologize for that. Because they're used to players like that, just lunging them out of the water and fighting them on land. So they're used to doing this. These stegos are not stupid. I'm making these stegos look stupid because I'm nowhere near them and they're swinging. But trust me, I'm sure that a lot of people would die to these stegos and be like, holy shit, what the fuck, stegos are OP. Shut up. They're not. These stegos are just checking around, trying to find things to kill. I know that this stego here is pretty weak with bleed. So if I can find opportunities to ambush it, I can. So then again, this video is pretty long, or clip. So I'm just going to narrate the thought process. And obviously there will be a second video coming out, which will be all of the clips I've used for this whole rant without my commentary, but with the actual stuff I was saying when it was happening. So you guys can get an idea of how it all works when you're there and there. Yeah. So what these stegos doing, you have a stego out here doing this. It hasn't been attacked in a while, it's not doing much, and it's just sort of drinking. So I think, why not? Let's just bite its tail. Why not? Just to apply a little bit of bleed. Just make it panic a bit. I don't need to kill these stegos. I just have to survive against them. That's the main thing. The water is my home. Me being here is a thorn in their side. Because for that stego to come back and join up with his teammate, it has to cross the river, and of course, the threat of my existence is that, well, I can kill it if it crosses. I can't kill it, I'm not big enough, but I can do some serious damage when it's crossing. So if those stegos run into a different group of people, they could die. Think about that. Yes, I know. Strategy. Things in play. So let's see what's going on. Let's analyze. Let's also analyze what the stego's position is. I'll give you guys a few tips as well. Where that stego is right there, it can still swing in the water. In fact, a stego can go where the water is up to its sort of thigh area of its back leg and its front leg and still be able to swing. So its tail can almost be submerged in water and it can still swing. Furthermore, if the stego presses any directional key at this depth, it will appear to be swimming. And then when it stops, it will land on water again, its feet will be on the ground again perfectly. So look out for that. That gets quite a few people. I have different clips that I don't show in these videos because I just didn't see the point. They don't really prove much, except for what I can talk about. And also, if you guys want to prove it, you can just go and try against a stego. Just try it. See if you die. Go ahead. Simple. So yeah, so I'm not going to go for this. If the stego stops paying attention, you can also see with the stego where the camera is facing quite nicely because its head is very distinct. You can see where the camera is facing, which means you can actually tell when it is best to bite their tails when their tails are in the water. You know? So yeah. So this clip is quite long, as I said. And we'll just keep the commentary going. These guys were also, I think, mixed packing with a raptor or something. Or just with some raptors. I don't know why stegos do this. They seem to just mix pack with carnivores. I don't know, it's a bit weird. It could also be that the carnivores just too cool them and they too cool that. And the stegos are only really after killing crocs. So, yeah, it's a weird sort of thing. I don't really get it, but who knows. I can see some of the logic behind it. Is that if they're on a Discord, the stego can promise the smaller dinosaurs big food, which is of course crocs, and protect them. So it's a weird little relationship there. So obviously we're keeping an eye on the green stego, or the one with the green stripes. That one has blue, I'm fairly sure. It's the same blue one we see in some different clips, in case you guys are wondering. It could be, I don't know, this was filmed on an EU server, I think. I don't know, maybe, I forget which servers these are all filmed on. Just because, you know, things. So this stego is pretty deep in the water. It can still swing though, you have to remember that. But I could go for the ambush if I really, really wanted to. But my main focus is that stego over there trying to cross. I don't want to get distracted and then have the other one start crossing and me miss the opportunity to get some good damage on it. So we hear the stego in the water. That's why I turn my camera back. Listening is always a good, crucial skill to have in this game. Please make sure to use it, guys. Please, I beg you. So obviously I'm not killing these stegos, but these stegos have been killing crocs everywhere. And I'm not dead yet. Consider that. And I am not an adult. The reason is because I'm not playing stupid. The stego's now sniffing, but I know that you can cancel a sniff into a swing. If a stego sits down, there is actually a way to quickly sit back up. So see how the stego swims there for a little bit. If I had time, I could have actually done it. And you see how just before it swung, it was actually swimming for a second, and then it landed, and then it swung. So there was a brief moment in there where I could have taken a bite, and I should have, but I messed up. So here I just go for a bite on the tail. And that stego over there is healing its bleed, basically. And its damage. So, yeah. But imagine if we had 2 adult crocs in this river right here, and then that stego crossed. Imagine, that stego would be dead. That's an insane, you know, thing. Believe it or not, you can actually kill most things as croc without really taking any sort of damage. And here I just kill the raptor. Because why not? And the stego does a swing. And I drop it instead of eating it. Because I want to see if these stegos are going to try pushing me out of the water. A third stego joins in. Crosses over there. Imagine if we had more crocs here. Could you imagine? As that stego there is a dead stego crossing the water. So consider. One thing I mentioned in the previous video as well was the placement of the stego's diet is in different places of center and northwest. If every stego in a group wants to get 3, how'd you say, 3 hexagon diet, it's gonna need to eat a lot of marigolds, which keeps them in center, which means they have to keep crossing this river. And actually, it's actually quite intelligent designed by the devs. I cannot argue with that. Their design around stego's diets is actually quite well thought out. It's just a lot of players haven't really noticed quite a lot of this. So of course the stego is crossing. I'm going to try and do as much damage as possible. And at the perfect distance in which another bite would have meant I would have gotten swung, I move out and then don't get swung. Simple as that. Very, very simple. Okay, here we have the second clip in teaching you guys how to fight stegos. Once again, we're keeping with the advantage of deep water is our home. So we have a stego here at Croc Rock. This is the same stego from the clips in the previous video where it kills a bunch of crocs. We see here how it's swimming. I've now confirmed that it's swimming. I can now land at least 1 or 2 bites. If I was feeling better, I could have actually gone for 4 more bites there, but I decided not to risk it, just in case. You know, as it was very, very high ping, I didn't want to have a situation where I then get headshots and then have to then risk death. So the stego here is actually getting pretty desperate. It clearly wants to kill me. I think that bite missed. I'm not sure though. And it's swimming. Why did it do this? It's because it actually knows it can cross that small gap very, very quickly. Right? It has no fear. Then it'll be on land and it'll be healing on land and then you can't kill it. Simple as that. So the stego here is playing very, very smart. It knows it can risk swimming. However, by risking swimming, it's risking me getting bites on it. At least 2 bites at a time if I was playing optimally. So you have to remember this. You can't kill stegos here, but you can stop them from killing everyone. And you can see all of these croc bodies. How many crocs just died? Why? Because they went up onto land to fight the stego. Stupid. I don't understand it. So here I actually go for a headshot because it's not paying attention. You know? And we're just waiting to see if it panic swings just for the sake of it. If it does, whatever. One thing that stegos seem to think crocs will do is stand next to them and bite. But if you just dart straight through them and just bite and then swim away, I don't know, you just won't get hit. So it's kind of weird. You can actually do quite a lot of damage with stegos like this. You know, you don't need to do all your damage there and then. You don't even need to kill the stego there and then. Consider if I would have done some more bites during this fight, the stego would have a very, very heavy amount of bleed. Say, for example, a bunch of Carnos or something show up. That stego's already bleeding. If they get an ambush while it's healing and bite its head a few times, that's an insane amount of damage. They might actually bleed it out. Consider, it's not always about you killing the dinosaur. It's a survival game. Every interaction you have can affect your survival or your future. Even something small. Even something like a Paki, you know, runs by and headbutts you and headbutts your head, and you manage to escape it. But your vision, you might actually run into a Carno or something. You see what I mean? Now, I say this in the actual clip, but I'll say it here again. How many of you right now would go after that stego? And please be honest. How many of you? This is the litmus test for how intelligent you are. If you go after this stego, in my opinion, you are stupid. I'm sorry for saying it like that. I have a character on YouTube. This is the character. This is stupid because you are on land. You should not be on land as a croc. It's simple as that. Furthermore, it takes what? If you remember, guys, remember from the last video, it takes 4 stego tail swings to kill you. I'll repeat that again. 4 stego tail swings to the head, it will kill you. It takes 8 headshots by a croc to kill a stego. 8 stego, it takes 8 shots to the stego's head, or bites, to kill the stego. The stego only needs 4 tail swings to your head to kill you. It is not a favorable fight on land. Simple as that. So yes. So now let's move on to the next clip. It should be the last clip. I've got them all organized correctly. We are once again at the, stego place. I am now bigger. I return to this place every so often to see how many more crocs have died. More crocs always die. It's quite fun. I also need to put this clip into the previous stego video because this croc just fucking dies. Fantastic. It's just it's something else, isn't it? I'm sure you guys, from watching that clip, can actually now start to maybe even watching these clips make you guys feel a bit closer to how I feel. Once again, it's a US server, so a bit laggy, even though I'm far away on my screen. On his screen, I was closer. Which is why I don't really want to risk a lot of things. Is this the exact same fucking clip? No, it's not. Cool. So I am actually bigger. Cool. In which I am now a bit braver this time, you see? I've learned a bit, just by playing Croc recently. I've learned a bit more. I actually get 3 bites there instead of like the one I got previously. So yeah, consider. Every other Croc, so here's one thing to mention. I don't kill this stego ever. In fact, I don't kill any stegos in this, but the potential for me to kill a stego is always there. Here's the thing. I'm not dead in any of these clips. There's always dead crocs around me, but I am not dead. Think about that for a moment. Yes, and you'll start to see. So in this fight, it's the exact same advice as last time. It's the fact that you want to wait for the stego to start swimming before you can go in and properly attack it, before you can engage with the stego. You also have to remember that you are very, very quick in water. So if you stand just outside of the swing range of the stego, of course I give a little bit of extra distance during this fight because NA server, EU player, I don't want to risk it. But yes, simple. But like, all this advice is good. You know, you can also taunt the stego. And see how the stego is the stego starts swimming. You can see it swimming. This is the tip I was telling you about for stego players. You can swim like that at the edge of a boundary before you can walk, and you swim, and you'll be swimming. Except the second you stop, you will be standing. Pretty much. You'll just start standing. You just need to turn your body a tiny bit, and then you'll stand. And you can swing immediately after that. So consider. Furthermore, you have to ask yourself, why can't stegos swing their tail in water when they're swimming? Why do you think? It's because devs designed Croc to kill stegos in this way, right? Nobody seems to have figured this out properly. I'm sure people have on YouTube, but please point me to the videos where people explain. But it's ridiculous. All you need to do is just wait for them to swim. That's it. And you can kill a stego. If you have at least 2 coordinated Deinosuchus, you can kill any stego crossing water. Simple as that. Simple as that. Even in this deep water here, if you play like this and then it runs away, it might actually bleed out. So consider, you know. And we see in a few other times where it decides to cross. I then go in and get 2 bites. It's just, yeah, but this stego is clearly very, very used to bad Dino players. So yeah. So if you ever feel like Dino is OP and it can't do anything to stego, look at this video and ask yourself how many times has the stegos hit me in this video. Like once or twice. I've hit them much more than that, consider. So yes, that's about all I can really say. I will keep this clip going on for you guys to watch more of it, and that's about all really. If you guys did disagree with anything that I said, I'm sure that there are ways to kill stegos on land. I haven't seen them because if I was doing that, I would just run away as the stego. I'll just run away if I fuck up. We've actually tested it. We've managed to get a stego down to 19% health, and then I just ran away. I just ran, because what's the point? Yeah, so ta-da. This was against me, EU player, versus an NA player on the testing server, so they had the advantage as well. We remember that with ping stuff. And yeah, just a lot of my swings actually missed them completely, and I was able just to run away unscathed and heal my bleed very, very quickly. So yeah. So I've actually decided to go back and record 2 more clips, because I added 2 more clips into the thing after playing a bit more Dino, and I wanted just to go through them. Decently long clips, not gonna lie, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem for you guys. But they show you a methodology. So as we see here, me and this croc are stalking these 2 stegos that are planning to cross the river, basically. We know that they want to cross. They're clearly just looking around. They've seen that we have some bodies further down the river in the other direction, which is why they have decided very, very cleverly to continue to walk down the river and find a spot in which there aren't any bodies, because that will mean that there are no crocs. Haha, you see, very, very simple. It's all players' psychology, really, when you get down to it. So they meet up with a 3rd stego, which makes our lives a little bit easier, a little bit harder. We'll have to see what happens. But the main thing is that in this clip, we actually kill 2 of these stegos. Granted, these stegos are not fully grown, but here is the most important thing. It's about finding opportunities to attack and damage stegos, I would say, is the main thing. I'll just take a moment to show off what I think is the best diet for Deinosuchus and stego, actually, all apexes. 2S, 1 hexagon. It works wonders. Due to the main limitation of your ability to fight things isn't actually your stamina, it's your health. You lose so much health in these fights against other crocs, against other stegos, that you want to make sure that you are healed, so it's just that if you end up in that fight again, you can heal off, right? If you compare a stego's healing with just 3 hexagons versus a dino's healing with 2S, the dino is going to be healing much, much more. So now we get into position, basically. We know that one of these stegos is smaller than the other one. It's that small green one on the left-hand side. Of course, croc goes in, grabs it. They think that there's just one croc because I've been staying hidden. I'm not going to lunge them yet. And one of them goes into the water to cross. Probably because they were waiting to cross anyways. And they just needed someone to, I don't know, try and be the martyr, basically. So that stego is about to reach land, and the other stego has fallen out. So I help him take out this stego, and that second stego is dead. And this 3rd stego is very, very close to death. I could, if I really, really wanted to, jump out and try and kill it. But I decided not to risk it, because we already have plenty of food. As you can see here, just a little bit of patience and waiting for an opening. Right? Waiting for an opening to attack the stegos is very, very important. Those stegos probably thought there was only 1 croc in the water, so they probably either A, thought that the stego could be released from the croc, it would swim away and they could body block for it, or they were just trying to cross. Either ways, we have another example here with 2 stegos. And what do we do? Well, simple, we wait for them to cross. Unfortunately, I was a bit too slow in this clip. If I would have kept going ahead, we would have actually been able to get them. But my friend goes after the first stego, I go after the second stego. Unfortunately, I miss a headshot right there. So far we've gotten 2 headshots, one body shot, which is nowhere near enough damage to kill that stego. Then we decide to do a bit more damage to it. I see that the other croc is having a bit of trouble with the green stego, so I go low, then I go in and attack it, trying to dodge a tail swing, and it's dead. And the second stego, as we know, has taken at least 2 or 3 headshots and a body shot. So it's almost halfway through its health. Not worth risking to go after it. But hopefully all of these clips have actually been able to help you guys. As you can see, I'm in a tiny bit of a better mood in this final bit of the recording. I hope this actually helps you to be able to understand the key points of Deinosuchus, which is one is patience. One of the most important skills you will ever learn in the Isle isn't some crazy tech. It isn't some, you know, unbelievable strategy. It isn't, you know, perfect inputs and, you know, pattern recognition. It's not, or pattern recognition is a good one to learn anyways. It's not learning how to do perfect dupes and yada yada. No. The most important skill in the Isle is patience. It's being able to stop, think, and slow down the pace of the match, right? It's the same thing in sports as well. You can be a basketball player who can dunk and get 3-point shots. But the most important skill in the entire world, even in sports, is patience. Being able to look at the field and understand what the best thing to do is, and then coordinate with your team. You cannot coordinate when you are rushing. It's a simple thing. It may seem like people are rushing during high intensity stuff, but they're not. They're actually still very, very coordinated. They're just used to working at that speed. So, yeah. Either way, that's all I can really say about that.